Now, foreign investors are flocking to Australia in record numbers. 1 in 6 buyers are now from overseas. Monika Tu is the $200 million woman who's making it a lot easier for Chinese to buy here. And as Weekend Today reporter Jessica Tancred discovered, the Chinese thirst for Australian homes has never been greater.
Selling homes Australia the Chinese way, and no one sells it better than Monika Tu. As head of Sydney-based company Black Diamonds, Monika sells luxury real estate to cashed-up Chinese investors.
Chinese love to buy properties. That's the thing. It doesn't matter you are overseas Chinese or you're local Chinese or local Australian Chinese. In our blood, if we do have the money, we buy properties. We don't go to pub and drinks. We just love buying properties.
Describe a typical client for me.
So they are probably highly successful Chinese business people, and they could be the age between about 45 to 55 years old, and they have families, could be young family or could be having family with teenage kids, and just come to this country enjoying a lifestyle, enjoying the world-class education, and these are the people, most of my clientele.
Just how many properties did you sell last year?
A lot. In terms of in dollars, I probably was reach about $120 million.
Yes, you heard right. One agent, $120 million. And Monika is expecting to double that figure this year. Today, she's let our cameras in to inspect a property currently on the market in the exclusive Sydney suburb of Vaucluse. The $20 million price tag doing very little to deter overseas interest. In the 3 weeks the property's been on the market, 30 groups have seen the 5-bedroom mansion. The vast majority Chinese, some even flying in especially to inspect those views. Don't just think it's exclusive homes catching the foreign attention.
And yeah, we just don't have enough stock. Really.
If you live in a home close to good schools and the city, Monika may well come knocking. Sydney hotspots for Chinese buyers are Camaray, Castle Crag, Wahroonga, Pymble, Kalara, Mossman and Turramurra, as well as Vaucluse, Point Piper, Rose Bay and Bellevue Hill. Queensland hotspots include the Gold Coast, and in Brisbane, Hamilton, Kangaroo Point and Bridgeman Downs. And in Melbourne, if you live in Burwood, Doncaster, Ivanhoe, South Yarra and Toorak, you're sitting on a gold mine. And while the federal government is cracking down on foreign buyers, the private sector is making it even easier for them. Mortgage broker NI Finance and Lease has just launched Australia's first Mandarin mortgage comparison website, offering home loans from all our major banks. Australian banks, Australian deals, all in Mandarin.
The market will never slow down. I think Australia is just such a beautiful country. Chinese actually are very good neighbors too, because they're quiet, they don't make troubles.
Chinese interest in Australian residential property is booming. The latest survey shows that in New South Wales, 1 in 6 new homes are sold to foreigners. While some welcome the new market, others fear it's pushing up prices and making it even harder for local first home buyers. Tracy Bowden reports.
Hi Amy, it's Monika here. How are you doing?
Monika Tu's company, Black Diamonds, is all about luxury.
And take you to Mossman.
This high-flying businesswoman calls herself a property concierge and advises her cashed-up clients on everything from housing to schools to golf courses.
And this beautiful water view, brand new house. We're very specialized in luxury properties and selling, and it's a concierge service. So we try to help to sell the property and try to help people to settle into Australia. So many wealthy Chinese migrants. Yeah. So come up this, we have big living space here and the view here. It's northeast facing and the view is overlook Manly.
Today, Monika Tu is showing client Amy Yang through a brand new home on Sydney's exclusive Lower North Shore. The asking price, $13 million.
If you look at the swimming pool, it's like 30 meters, and so actually we have a gold plate on the swimming pool. It just represents some quality of the property.
It looks beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And probably 80%, I would say, of my clients who have already bought the house, they are developers themselves in China. So when they walk into a property, straight away they can tell the quality of the property.
I decided to move family here for the education and for the lifestyle. And this is just a beautiful place to be.
I want to take you through to have a look at the master bedroom.
Amy Yang has been living in Australia for 3 years. With Monika's help, she's already bought a home in Sydney's eastern suburbs. Now she's on the hunt on behalf of a friend living overseas.
My friend is based in Hong Kong. He have been here visiting me for a few times. So he loves Australia and he wants to move family over to Australia in the future.
My day is crazy, but I love it.
Property concierge Monika Tu says business is booming and she can't find enough mansions for her wealthy clients. Nonetheless, she sold $21 million worth of property in August and is fast approaching her target for the year.
This year I want to do $100 million and I'm very close.
A flood of foreign investment in Australian property, with billions of dollars worth of homes snapped up every year. Concern at the growing trend has even prompted a parliamentary inquiry.
Most of my clients come here for a lifestyle.
They're cashed up and ready to spend. Wealthy foreign buyers looking to trade up for our surf, sun and Aussie way of life.
We've got great education system and we've got beautiful farms, we've got beautiful houses.
For many, now is the time to buy.
So, congratulations. It's going, it's sold.
While most overseas buyers are looking for units near schools, shopping centres and transport, some are after luxury. And they're prepared to pay top dollar for it.
My clients is asking for from $3 million to about $50 million.
Monika Tu is the director of property concierge Black Diamonds.
Обязательно приходите, мы посмотрим.
The company works with cash-rich customers from overseas to buy and sell property in Australia and also helps them settle into their new country.
Australia is a beautiful country, so we have got fresh air, we've got some beautiful people, so that it's a multicultural country, and the Chinese feel very welcome.
The service starts from the moment they meet. Picked up in a luxury car, the potential buyers are chaperoned around some of the most exclusive suburbs.
Probably 90% of my or more of my clients are highly successful, wealthy business people from China.
Recently, Monika sold this home in Sydney's eastern suburbs to a Chinese family for more than $10 million.
I think they just want to be part of it, enjoying the civilization, enjoying the contribution.
What do you think about that story? Do you think locals are being priced out of the market by foreign buyers? Have your say on Facebook.
Welcome to 101 East. I'm Steve Chow. Chinese property buyers are on a foreign spending spree in the world's most sought-after cities. From New York's Manhattan to Sydney Harbor, real estate is seen as a safe place to stash money and a ticket to permanent residency. $660 billion in Chinese personal wealth sits offshore.
Many Chinese coming to Australia on investor visas are clients of Monika Tu. She sells harbourside mansions to rich Chinese migrants.
If you invest $5 million in Australia, and so you basically can have like a permanent resident, I think that's a really clever move from the Australian government. The $5 million, you cannot buy a house, so it's got nothing to do with buy a luxury property. So the money has to be invested in some kind of funds or some kind of business. The clients I'm dealing with, so they are very driven business people, so they're highly successful back in China.
Monika started selling real estate with her husband Jad in 2008. Last year, they made more than $120 million.
But there's an area in Australia, or in Sydney, so it's #1 area in Australia. It's called Point Piper, and just last about 2-3 weeks, and I sold already about 2 properties, and this property on the market for 4 years. Should we walk around a little bit?
Today, Monika is showing her client Maggie Wang around an estate with 4 houses, horses, stables, spas and a helipad.
After I came to Australia, I fell in love. I'm from Beijing. Before coming here, I used to work for a construction design company. I immigrated to Australia hoping for better business opportunities.
So the party, everything is here.
Maggie already owns a Sydney mansion, but she's considering this $18 million property as a base for her wedding business. She says China's elite always look to expand their property portfolio.
There's a saying in Chinese that says, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So the idea might be that they need to put their eggs in different baskets, including in mainland China, Australia, the US, Canada, etc.
Clients like Maggie trust Monika as a broker, confidant and all-round troubleshooter.
这个里边你随便做什么，对吧？你可以你打麻将，你按摩，然后呢你就是中药的那个药疗，然后游泳还有赛马，you know you can keep a couple of horses, you know do some like horse riding course, and you can have a little driver range, you know. 90% of my clients don't have a clue of English, right? So that's why we provide like a help desk for them to help them to pay the bills and, you know, get the plumbers and of course to style the properties.
She also helps clients find schools for their children, build connections and see the best Australia has to offer. That includes a visit to Monika's favourite luxury pearl shop. While prospective local buyers might despair, others are cashing in. And the money keeps flowing into the world's most livable cities.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So this is the house?
This is the house.
All right, let's have a look.
Let's go. We have 5 bedrooms here, kitchen.
This is a very expensive house. If I saved really hard though, I might be able to afford this vase.
For my business, it's definitely a big growth.
Monika sells luxury properties to Chinese investors.
In Chinese mind, Australia is a friendly country and it's very regulated.
In the next 7 years, Chinese buyers are expected to invest around $44 billion into the residential market, with Chinese buyers already snapping up 18% of new properties in Sydney and 14% in Melbourne.
Chinese are very sophisticated investors, right? So if they see opportunities, I think they can just buy.
Can we blame them for the burgeoning bubble?
I don't think so. It's a very small amount of the buyers are actually Chinese.
Yeah, she's kind of right. As a proportion of the Australian residential market, foreign buyers make up a fraction, and the Chinese make up just a fraction of that.
I think China and Australia has a closer relationship now, so people put a lot of focus on China, so called a China fever, right?